Hello one and all, how are you all doing? And welcome back to Tier List Saturdays. Now in today's video we are going to discuss the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Oh my god, I love this series so much. It's got such in-depth story, the graphics, and you know what, I'm just going to get straight into it because we have got a lot to discuss. The reason being, there are quite a few Metal Gear games there that I've actually put up. But I just want to do a bit of a pointer first. I'm just going to discuss the actual tier list now. The first one is Big Boss. Now, for all you Metal Gear fans out there, all of these here that you're seeing right now, like the Big Boss, Solid Snake and all that, you will know all the references. But yeah, Big Boss, as usual, is top tier. Solid Snake is a great game. The Boss is good. Yeah, just a good game. Liquid Snake could be better, but it's okay. And then Johnny. If some of you guys don't know who Johnny is, it's sort of like a joke in Metal Gear where, like, throughout the whole Johnny there's like a whole family of, well, shitters, basically. They're always going to the toilet. In the first Metal Gear, there's this guy going to the toilet. I think there's one in the second Metal Gear, and in the third Metal Gear Solid, that's like set, I think, is in 1964. Again, I'll put it all in the edits if I get anything wrong. But yeah, that's what Johnny is. Basically, the game's shit. Now, I would put Metal Gear Survive on here, but I've never played it, but I know that it's a load of shit. But yeah, so let's get on with it. And you're probably noticing that there are two Metal Gears there that are a little bit different when it comes to the covers. That's because it's the very first Metal Gear games, as in like the late 80s ones. Again, I'll put like the years somewhere in the edit. And yeah, so I won't be putting them on the tier list though. I just want to show you the covers and the fact that I've only played both of them for about half an hour. But so far, they are quite good. Obviously, the graphics aren't up to scratch, but it was in the 80s, so, you know. But yes, so let's do the very first Metal Gear. Top tier. Straight off, Big Boss. Oh my god, this is the game that made me love the franchise. The graphics at the time, you know what? It's still really good graphics, apart from, like, you know, when they're talking, it's just you know, it's that sort of thing. But, you know, the story, the voice acting, amazing voice acting, the characters, the development of the characters, the way you get to know them, just everything about it is absolutely awesome. And the gameplay, oh my god, you can spend hours and hours playing this game and you will never get bored. And I have never been bored of one Metal Gear game. Never. And that's saying something. But yeah, that is straight away Big Boss tier. And I'm going to do something different for this video. I'm going to do like a favourite character for each game. Obviously, my favourite character in the first one is Solid Snake because that's who you play. And it's just, I don't know what else I can say. It's just that it's so awesome in every single way. And the boss battles, the way you get to know the bosses and, you know, the twist at the end. If you guys know what I'm talking about with the first one, just in case, I'll not say, in case any of you guys haven't said it, but the twist at the end of the game, oh my god. It really surprised me because I honestly thought it wasn't that particular person. Again, like I said, I'm not going to do any spoilers. Not like I did with the last tier list video. But yeah, it's just, I love the boss battles in this. I'd say and also, I'll do my favourite boss battle as well. My favourite boss battle in the first Metal Gear Solid, well, the first PlayStation Metal Gear Solid, is Metal Gear Rex. It's such a good boss battle. It can be difficult, depending on what difficulty you got it on. But there's everything about it. You know, it's got a little laser, it's got rockets, it's got the radome, the radar, what you have to shoot with the Stinger missiles. All that, it's all good fun. And that is why it's in Big Boss. Now, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Solid Snake. I'm just not going to mess about. I'm not going to skirt around the issues or anything. I'm just going to put them straight onto the tier list and then discuss. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty is Solid Snake. It's a great game. There was a bit of a twist. I will say this because everyone knows about this one by now. Well, they should do with the first game as well, but, you know, I'll say it anyway. I love the fact that you play a Solid Snake first and then you go on to a totally different character just to mix it up a little bit. I know there's a lot of people out there that didn't like Raiden because basically he was a blonde-haired girl, basically. And I just love, I mean, the graphics, the music. Oh, that's the thing. I didn't mention the music for the first game. Gorgeous. Especially right at the end when you complete the game, called The Best Is Yet to Come. Oh, I sort of... No, I'll not go into it because that's in the fourth one. But yeah, the music in the second game, amazing. It really gets you pumped up for especially some boss battles, like when you're facing the Harrier. Amazing music, and like the voice acting is questionable. Only on one or two characters, and that's Raiden and surprisingly Colonel Campbell. In the first Metal Gear, Colonel Campbell was great. No fault, nothing. But it was, okay, I think it was the script. Like, I know it's probably been mentioned so many times, but there's one particular part in the game. This is the only flaw. There's two flaws, the script and the voice acting. But that's pretty much it. And they say, Colonel, we've managed to not drown. Great job, Raiden. It's like, great, yeah. Well done, but, you know. Oh, I cringe at it every single time, but that's the only part I cringe about. Other than that, you know, you get to face the likes of someone called Fortune, who's got a bloody freaking railgun in her hand, and you can't defeat her because bullets keep flying past her, but she's got this sort of particular thing, like a pack on like her hip, and that makes her basically not get hit or something like that. And there's Vamp. Freaky guy, but such a good character, because he's so different. And there's like Fat Man, who loves his bombs and roller skates. I found that really weird, that a guy who creates bombs loves roller skating, but he has to get around, you know, in some way. And there's so many others, but my favourite boss battle, I mean, obviously there's Metal Gear Ray, because you're facing, I think there's like 3 or 4 different Metal Gear Rays right at the end of the game, or close to the end of the game. And then you face Solidus, which is right at the end. But my favourite one, I would have to say, is the Metal Gear Rays. It's machinery. For some reason, Hideo Kojima does a fantastic job when it comes to boss battles. But yeah, facing Metal Gear Ray, amazing stuff, because like I said, there are so many Metal Gear Rays that you have to face, but you have to try and kill a particular one. But yeah, the graphics are great, the gameplay, and just the cutscenes, like the cutscenes alone, they are so fantastic. But okay, another flaw is where you have to carry Emma from one place, like from one strut to the other. And she can't swim. That was such a pain in the ass, but once you get to know the levels, like I have done for years and years, it's not much a pain in the arse anymore. It's just like when I first played it, I think, oh, I have to do this part again. But other than that, it's a great game. Now, Metal Gear Solid 3. This one's a hard one because it is a good game. It's between good and great. It's between the boss and Solid Snake. But, God, this is controversial. It's a good game. Screw it. It's great. No, fuck it. It's great. I can't make up my mind. It's a great game because, I mean, this is the start of when you play as the big boss, Snake's dad, you know. You play as him. And you get to face the likes of Eva, who is known, I think it's Big Mama in Metal Gear Solid 4. Again, all this, what I'm saying right now, it will be all spoilers. And you get to face, like, all sorts of different bosses, like there's the End, the Fury. The End, oh god, is such a pain, but there is a good way in trying to get past him. I will not mention it here. If you have a look online, there's a particular way to get past it. Well, there's a few ways to get past him, but to defeat him and to actually try and get behind the End to basically say freeze, that was freaking hard, but so enjoyable because you think, shit, where is he? And you have to look around. You have to use your night vision goggles. I'd say the most annoying one. Oh, yeah, the most annoying one is probably the Fury. No, not the Fury. Yeah, I'd say the Fury is probably the most annoying boss. It's still good, but I just think, oh, that sort of thing. But like the story and everything, because you're in the jungle, and it's so different from like basically all like the mechanical stuff and, you know, elevators and stuff like that. You still use elevators in Metal Gear Solid 3, but you've really got to test out your stealth in Metal Gear Solid 3, and that's what I love about it, is that it's so different. See what I mean? Every single Metal Gear is unique, and that's why I love this franchise so much, because there are some franchises out there that you think, it's like before. What's different, you know? But everything about it is great, and my favourite character, well, my favourite character in the second game is Solid Snake, again, even though I think you only play about 45 minutes of him, still. But in the third game, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say Big Boss. So underrated. And she's my favourite boss battle as well. Colonel Volgin, fucking Christ. That's all I have to say is just, wow. A guy who basically has electricity pumping through his body, and you face him twice? Yes. First time you're in sort of like an enclosed space, and then in the second time he's on like the big machinery called the Shagohod, and you have to face him on there because he has to bloody control it. But yeah, the boss, Such a good ending for a game. Such a good ending boss battle. But it's also, it's bittersweet. It's such a good boss ending, but it's also sad because you have to kill her, you know, with her own Patriot gun. And then the flowers turn red. It's so beautiful. It's beautifully sad, if that's how you can describe it. I'd say beautifully sad. But yeah, it's such a good game. Great game, rather. It's Solid Snake. Metal Gear Solid 4. Okay. Now, I'm struggling with either putting it at Big Boss or Solid Snake. You know what? Solid Snake. Some of you might say it's Big Boss level. I'm going to say it's a great game. The reason why it's not Big Boss is because the cutscenes take way too long. But that's it. Other than that, it's a great game, and I love everything about it, obviously apart from the cutscenes. But you know what? I'm not going to complain too much because the cutscenes bring everything together. And it makes you relax from all the gameplay that you've been doing, because the Metal Gear 4 is quite hectic. And there's the Octo Camo, you get to use the Mark III, there's all sorts of guns that you can customise, and that's what I love, customization of weapons in gaming. I love that, because you think, right, now I can level this gun up, use this one for now, and then you can just add on and add on, and I love that feature. The graphics are top notch. Boss battle wise, geez, there are a few boss battles, but I'd say my favourite one is, I think it's called Crying Raven. I think that's what it is. I think it's called Crying Raven. Basically, you're up in like a high tower and it's like one of them. That's my favourite boss battle. The most annoying one is Liquid Ocelot. I am sick of him being everywhere. But there is one particular feature in the game that really stands out, and it made me cry. Every time I cry, even though I know it's going to happen, is when you go to Shadow Moses and the music kicks in and it shows you the song title and what game it came from. As soon as that came up, I was in awe. I'm getting teary already because I'm thinking about it, and because it's such a great moment, because it brings it all together. Oh God, sorry. It brings it all together in full circle. That you played the first game, and then for you to play it again in updated graphics, and with it being abandoned, it's bittersweet, but it's more happy because you think, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here, you know. And that to me is what makes MGS4 a great game, because of Shadow Moses, a revisit of Shadow Moses. And just like, the gameplay is amazing. Some parts can be difficult, but yeah, the main feature for me is visiting Shadow Moses again. I love that so much. I don't know why I don't know why I got teary over, even just me thinking about it. I just think it's such a great moment, and it's easily, to me, out of the whole franchise, it's my favourite moment. Yeah, so wow. Let's move on before I start crying, which I won't. So, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Now, I've not completed it, but I'm still going to put it on the tier list because I've played on it for quite a bit. So, for now, in fact, altogether, I think it's a good game. I think it's because I think it came out on the PSP first. I only got to play it because it was on the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. But yeah, I enjoy it. I can't really say much about it because I've not completed it, but I enjoy the game. That's pretty much all I can say. The graphics aren't too bad. I love the sort of like art style, comic book art style. That's another thing I like. But yeah, that's all I can say. It's the boss. It's a good game. Now the next one, the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. I know it's technically revisiting the previous games that I spoke about, but I'm going to put it there purely because it improved it so much. And I think it's on that one that you get to play Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. You get to play the original Metal Gear games back in the 80s. And I just find it amazing. It's amazing to look at because obviously you get a trophy list, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, the graphics are updated. Nothing else hasn't changed that much. It's just the graphics, but I'm putting it as a great game because the other two are great. And you get to play, that's how I played Peace Walker, like I said. So, moving on from that one, because that's all I have to say. It's just like the others, except it's just improved graphics. And 2 additional games. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. It's a great game, I have to say. The 5th one we'll get into. Sorry, the 5th extended one we'll get into. But yeah, Ground Zeroes. It's such a great teaser for Phantom Pain. Obviously, the graphics are gorgeous. Like, everything about it. The one thing that sort of put me off at first was the fact that David Hayter didn't come back to voice. Obviously, in Ground Zeroes, you play as Big Boss. But Kiefer Sutherland surprised the hell out of me. Because I thought, Really? Kiefer Sutherland? Don't know about that, but no, he fits the role nicely. He does such a great job in voicing Big Boss. Yeah, just like, I think you can complete it, I think it's in a couple of hours, if you try and do absolutely everything. But there's so many features that you can do, there's so many missions that you can do to try and get 100% completion. I've not got 100% completion, but I have completed it so many times. And the addition of one of the main bad guy is Skullface. I tried looking him up everywhere, who he was originally, and there's nothing. He is so mysterious, and I love that. I love mysterious characters that you have to do research on to try and get to know who he is. And like playing as Big Boss, you know, you get to have like, obviously your original weapons, but in the Ground Zeroes you get to pick up XOF badges, and if you pick up all them, something happens in the game. And you get to revisit, you get to have like the Metal Gear Solid 1 graphics if you, I think, because you have like a little UV light, and I think if you shine all the Metal Gear titles that are Konami, that feature I do remember, if it's all Konami Metal Gear games, you get to unlock the Metal Gear Solid 1 skin. If you guys didn't know that, sorry, but like I said, spoilers are in this video. But I just think it's such a great teaser for Phantom Pain. And I love the gameplay, but the one feature that really takes it back to the first one is stealth. You have to be careful. Don't go fucking about in the game like I've done before, because you will get spotted. Because there is a thing called reflex mode. It gives you time to basically either tranquilize or kill the guard. That's a great feature. But I try and avoid the reflex mode, so that way I get a perfect score at the end. And you get like ranks at the end, you get like S rank and stuff like that. And I think you get, you get that in Metal Gear Solid 4. I think right at the end you get a particular rank. But I think this is such a good game for new generations. So, the final one, Metal Gear Solid 5. It's controversial, I think. It's a good game. It could be great if it wasn't so fucking frustrating. I have been playing on it recently as well, and I got so frustrated to the point that I had to turn it off. I find it quite difficult. But yeah, the graphics improved on it, and like the gameplay's great. You know, you get to have a whole new base. You get to have Mother Base. That's the thing, because with the Ground Zeroes, you did have a Mother Base until Skullface destroyed it. And then in Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, you have a completely new Mother Base that you have to build up. You have to Fulton Recovery some guards to build up your base more, to have more guards at your base, you know, to sort of improve upon. You get to have different buddies. You get to have the D-Horse, D-Walker, D-Dog, or DD, and Quiet. Now, the reason why I didn't mention any boss battles in Metal Gear Solid 5, because there isn't any. It's just basically Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, in Ground Zeroes, you try and rescue people. That's basically what that's all about. You rescue Paz and Chico. Whereas in Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, it expands on that. You do rescue a lot of guards, but the fact that you have to face Skullface in this game is such a kicker. Like, it's good. It's a really good game, but what I did find out, obviously, when it first came out, a lot of the game is missing. I think it's like, is it 30%? 40% of the game is missing? Correct me if I'm wrong. Please put down in the comments so we can discuss. But yeah, I know that a lot of the game is missing, which is such a bummer, but that's when Hideo Kojima and Konami fell out. I'm on Hideo's side. Sod Konami. And we're back. But yeah, I mean, the story's great. From what I've played, obviously I have completed it. But the reason why I said from what I've played is because, like I said, a lot of it is missing. But it can be so freaking difficult, especially the mission when it comes to Quiet. I think it's called Quiet's Exit. I find it so difficult. But I liked the twist at the end. Again, spoilers, big spoilers for this one, if you've not played it. So, excuse me. Is the fact that you're not actually Big Boss. You're actually the medic who saved Big Boss's life in Ground Zeroes, like right at the end of Ground Zeroes. Excuse me, is because right at the end of Ground Zeroes, you save Paz, but she has 2 bombs in her body. The medic takes out one, but what they don't realise is that there's a second bomb in her body. And that explodes while you're in the helicopter, but the medic gets in front of Big Boss. You're in a 9-year coma in Phantom Pain, but it turns out that right at the beginning of the hospital level, the guy next to you with like all the bandages is Big Boss. You're playing as the medic, but he gets like psychologically, you know, mentally, you know, that sort of thing, turned into Big Boss, and he believes he's Big Boss, but right at the end, he's not. And that was such a good twist for me. A lot of people didn't like it, so I will put like a timestamp of if you want to skip this particular part. But I found the twist quite good. I mean, I loved like the collection of tapes. I mean, there was all sorts to do in this Metal Gear. But yeah, the kicker is the frustration of how difficult it can be. Yeah, so... But yeah, surprisingly, I've not used Johnny or Liquid Snake. If I played every single Metal Gear, so I would have to buy a PSP and stuff like that, I reckon I would use Johnny or Liquid Snake. But yeah, other than that, you know, the gameplay and everything for Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, gameplay's great. Like I said, you get to customize your weapons, you get to do all sorts. It really, you spend hours and hours. There's so many side up missions and so many main missions, and you can go back on the main missions to try and complete all the the mission lists. You get to try and do all that, and I find it so great to do that, because by you doing like the side missions, you get to expand your weapons, you get to upgrade your weapons, your buddies, your base, your soldiers, everything, before you do like the main missions. Boss-wise, I have no favourite. I find facing Sahelanthropus frustrating. I know I've used that word a lot today, but that's the only word I can describe Phantom Pain. Is it's a good frustrating game. But yeah, and that is my tier list, and I really hope that you enjoyed. Sorry for waffling on for, I'm guessing it'll be close to half an hour, maybe 20 minutes. But when I love a franchise so much, there is a lot to discuss, and I'm sorry if I sort of like skimmed over a few information. I just wanted you to basically hear my opinions of what I think, just not overly discussed, because I don't want to waffle on too much. I think I have done already, so I really hope that you enjoyed this tier list, and I'm sorry that I've not played the other Metal Gears, but I'm sure they're good. So thank you all very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe, and I shall see you all in the next video. Take care and have a great day.